Welcome back to movementprofessional.com. So this is the next installment of closed chain mobility. This one is called the banded hip hinge. So you're going to take a moderate resistance band and put it on a pole, and then you're going to bring it between your legs. Right, so this is going to emulate the bottom of a kettlebell swing or even any type of ballistic swinging motion, and it'll help you with your preliminary hip hinge for a deadlift. Alright, so the idea here is to kind of use the band to help pull your hips back a little bit, but also give you some feedbacks to kind of go out of like a nice flat back position into flexion, so you can kind of feel what that feels like, and that's going to be more of a stretch for the lumbar spine and the spine into flexion. But when you're down there, then you can also get a little bit of feedback of like that is not the appropriate position to be in when we're trying to swing some heavy weight. So then you can kind of pull yourself back up into a more flat back position. And this is I find really helpful for helping with shoulder packing, to feel the lats and the triceps engaged, to keep the upper arm tight to the rib cage. And then it also just kind of gives you a sense of being able to pull the arms further back through the legs, and then when you bring them back up, it gives you a sense of where your wrists should be. Alright, it also helps you with some stability, because as I start to try to hinge my hips back behind my heels a little bit, I'm going to feel like the band's going to pull me off balance, so I have to grip the ground with my feet and get really active through there. So once I feel that position, it just gives me a little bit more of a kinesthetic sense of where I have to be when I go a little bit faster. Alright, so this is going to tend to be a little bit of a higher hip hinge practice, where the shoulders are almost in line with the hips. But it can be very helpful for that shoulder packing, and to kind of get a sense of getting a little posterior chain tension, and then getting a sense of the crown of the head being in line with the spine, and trying to create like a nice spinal unit. All right, then we can kind of get a sense of looking up and down from that position, making sure that everything lower than the neck is sort of locked into place, and moving the neck independently, making sure that we're pretty free to do that, so that our neck isn't being held with excessive tension. Alright, so this is a nice little drill before you're going to do any hip hinging movements. It kind of gets the spine moving into different positions, but again gives you some resistance feedback of how to pack the shoulder, how to kind of get some tension in the posterior chain. And then when you're in that position, you can also be working on breathing and getting into some of the deeper abdominal or core muscles, specifically like the pelvic floor, giving a nice little pelvic floor contraction there, and just seeing how that changes the feel of the position. Alright, so it's good to hang out in this position maybe for a minute or two and just really explore, like get your body used to that position. It can be helpful to have a mirror around too, to kind of peek at and see your positioning. So that's the banded hip hinge. If you have any questions, you can go to movementprofessional.com. I'll see you next time.